I will start. So thank you for welcoming us in this session. I'm Mathilde Gressier, and with my colleague Tang, we are going to present our work on consumer and manufacturer responses to the UK Childhood Obesity Plan. So the UK Childhood Obesity Plan has been implemented or launched in 2016 by the UK government, and it had different components to tackle childhood obesity. And today I'm going to discuss specifically about two components that are linked to sugar reduction and that we studied. So the first element is the soft drink industry levy, or SDIL, that is a tax on soft drinks, which amount is based on the content of sugar of the products. And it has different aims. One is to help consumers to choose products with lower sugar content. Another one is to incentivize manufacturers to reformulate their products. And it also created some awareness about the sugar content of drinks and how much of the diet is coming, how much of the sugar in the diet is coming from drinks. And another element of the Childhood Obesity Plan is a sugar reformulation program that aimed at taking out 20% of sugar in products. And it's a voluntary approach, and manufacturers have different options to reduce the sugar in the products. One option is to reformulate the products, so to reduce the sugar content of products. Manufacturers could also reduce the portion size of products that are consumed in one occasion. And also they could also work on their marketing campaign to incentivize consumers to shift to products with a lower sugar content. And Public Health England, who is responsible for monitoring these different policies, found that there was an effect of this deal where they see that the average sugar content of soft drinks sold before and after the implementation of the tax decreased by about 40%. The effect of the voluntary reformulation program was smaller, with a 3% reduction in the average sugar content of products purchased that were included in these products. But in some categories, the decrease was higher, and it was in breakfast cereals and in yogurt. So what we can say from these two policies is that they both have aim to change consumer behavior, but also to change manufacturer practices. And in this analysis that we carried out, we were interested in understanding where the reduction in the sugar content of products purchased came from. Was it from consumer switch between products, they chose products with lower sugar, or was it also coming from manufacturers' behavior that changed their practices? So, for example, they could reformulate products or renew their product offer by delisting products with too high sugar and introducing new products with lower sugar. So we applied a method called decomposition that allowed us to explain how a change in the sugar content of products purchased can be explained by these three effects. And we applied this method on two categories: soft drinks and breakfast cereals. So what we can observe from this study is that first, we also find that there was a more important decrease in the sugar density of soft drinks of 33% compared to breakfast cereals. And what is interesting is understanding how the three effects that I described before played a role in this decrease in sugar density. And for soft drinks, what we can observe is that the three effects contributed to a decrease in the sugar density of the purchase of soft drinks. But in breakfast cereals, we see that it's only the effect of manufacturers' action, so reformulation and product renewal, that contributed to decreasing the sugar density of purchases. There was no switching effect, so consumer choosing products with lower sugar. So the conclusion from this first part of our presentation is that in soft drinks, we observed a synergy between supply and demand side drivers that both contributed to the decrease in the sugar density of purchases. But in breakfast cereals, it was only the manufacturers-led action that provoked a smaller decrease in the sugar density of purchases. So we can conclude also that the soft drink industry levy was linked to consumer switching to products with lower sugar. And it's an effect that we didn't observe with the voluntary reformulation program. And this consumer switch can come from either a price effect from the tax or a change in awareness or an increased awareness of sugar in products. And I'm giving the floor to Harry, who is going to talk about what drives reformulation for soft drink manufacturers.
And next, following the Mathilde's analysis on the consumer response to the UK sugar tax, I will talk about this manufacturer response to the sugar tax. And we find that some of the beverages are reformulated and some of them are not. So we want to understand the manufacturer decision, the determinants of the reformulation of the soft drinks in the UK between the 2018 and between the 2015 and 2018. Next slide, Mathilde, please. Yeah, and then we explore several possible determinants of the manufacturer's decisions on the reformulation. And we got three categories determinants, as you can see. First is the beverage level determinants, and the second is household level determinants, and the third one is manufacturer and sector level determinants. And in the beverage level, we got the sugar distance, price, volume, and for the household level determinants, we got the sugar preference of the households who purchase the beverage, and also the loyalty of the households who purchase the beverage, and the households social class. And in the manufacturer sector level determinants, we got manufacturer power measured by the turnovers of this manufacturer, and also the sector competitiveness. We got to the different beverage sectors. Yes, we measure this competitiveness of the sector. So next, and the sample we used, because we exclude several category of beverages. The first is exclude the levy exempt drinks. For example, the fruit-based drinks or the milk-based drinks are exempted from this sugar tax. And also we exclude the beverage with the sugar density less than the 5 grams 100 milliliters. And also the levy liable beverages produced by the small manufacturers are also exempted from this sugar tax. So we exclude these beverages, and also we exclude some discontinued drinks between the 2015 and 2018. And in the end, we got 1,158 beverages in our sample. Yeah. And methodology here, just we use the logistic regression model and to see to understand the probability of the reformulation of the beverage. And then we follow this logistic regression model. We conduct the sensitivity analysis mainly by excluding these dominant manufacturers, because we find the beverage market is mainly dominated by a number of the largest manufacturers in the UK. So also we use this alternative calculation of determinants to see if we can get the robust results from this logistic regression model. Yeah. Next, Mathilde. Yeah, and the results, because this is still the work in progress. So the results we got so far. The first point is we find the results from the logistic regression model indicate that manufacturer choice on the reformulation is mainly significantly driven by the beverage level and household level determinants, but it's not significantly driven by the manufacturer level and the sector level determinants. It means no matter it's the larger manufacturer or the medium-sized manufacturer, they do the reformulation mainly based on the characteristics of the products, their products, or their characteristics of the households who purchase the products. The second point is that we conduct this descriptive analysis on the largest manufacturers, basically the top 5 manufacturers. And we find these large manufacturers did not reformulate very, very popular beverages, for example, the Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola. Yeah. But these large manufacturers reformulate the other type of or brand beverages, which is less popular, for example, in Fender or 7-Ups. So it means these large companies do some reformulation, but they choose the different product to reformulate. and the more popular reformulate or dominant, more popular beverage or dominant beverage like Coca-Cola, Pepsi are not reformulated. Yeah. So this is basically the results we find at this moment.